Hello everyone, I'm Dina Mkhamer. Hope you are doing well today. Inshallah, I'm gonna talk about translating culture. Okay, um, as we know, that culture impacts our core traditions, values, and the way we interact with others in society. On the other hand, language makes those interactions easy. Simply, language facilitates social interactions while culture help us to learn how to behave and interact with others. So we as we have here in the slide, culture is not a simple phenomena. It is made up of objects, people, actions, and feelings. It is more of a collection of these things. It's the models of perceiving, reacting to, and generally understanding objects that people have in mind. Okay, here we have some views on relationship between language and culture. So as we see here, some even go so far as to suggest that culture and translation are intimately connected. They consider translation to be a cultural information act in the sense that it is a cultural shift, because the translation is primarily a cross-cultural activity. Translators must be not just bilingual or multilingual, but also bicultural and multicultural. Here, like in translating literary text, however, isn't easy task, since it certainly poses many problems for the translators. One of the problems a translator can face arises from the fact that some words or phrases denoting objects, facts, phenomena, etc., are so deeply rooted in their source culture and so specific to culture that produced them they have no equivalent in the target culture because they are unknown or because they are not yet codified in the target language. When discussing the problem of correspondence in translation, differences between cultures may cause more severe complications for the translator than do differences in language culture. Okay, um, here we have in the slide strategies for dealing with cultural specific issues. We have cultural equivalence, or we call it المكافئ الثقافي in Arabic. It is especially look for the expressions in Arabic which is used exactly in the same context to give a meaning that is perfectly identical to that of the source language expressions. For example, the British Council المركز الثقافي البريطاني and a fox is not taken twice by the same snare لا يندغ المؤمن من جحر واحد مرتين. Here we have like cultural equivalence in Arabic. There is no contradiction in the meaning and it is fairly understood. Okay. Here also another strategy in dealing cultural specific issues, which is accepted standard translation الترجمة المعيارية المقبولة. Here it's specialized. Some English cultural terms have become established standard terms in Arabic and are now fairly understood, especially in technology and fixed phrases, including idioms, proverbs, collocation, and metaphors. There are also some examples of these accepted translation as the end justifies the means, which meaning in Arabic الغاية تبرر الوسيلة. And another example which is blood is thicker than water. الدم أثخن من الماء. They are originally English and we accept it as it is in the same structure and meaning and words also in Arabic. There is also Arabic originally a sentence like which is القشة التي قسم ظهر البعير, the straw that broke the camel's back. They are fairly understood and accepted in both Arabic and English cultures. here we have another strategy for dealing with cultural specific issues, which is its naturalization. Some cultural specific terms stand up between English and Arabic, although they are original in the source language, that is, the term is originally English. But when conveying into Arabic, it is adapted to Arabic grammar, spelling, and pronunciation. For example, when we naturalized democracy, which is originally in English, okay, so we we can naturalize it and adapt it as Arabic language, and it's commonly used also in daily life. Demokratiya, also intifada, which is naturalized to intifada in English, and they are commonly used also, um, as well alcohol. So to conclude that in all cases, when cultural differences exist between the two languages, it is extremely difficult to achieve a successful transfer. If not impossible, whatever the competence of the translator in the two languages involved, and even the slightest variation from the source language. Cultural term can be taken as an act of subversion against the culture it represents. Literary translation itself can even be regarded as an act of subversion or a means of providing an alternative or subversion of reality. So we stop here. Hope you got benefited from my presentation. Thank you for listening.